Welcome to today's show. We're diving deep into the world of the Atlanta Falcons, exploring potential game-changing moves that could elevate their roster. As the excitement builds for OTAs and minicamps, we're not just looking at the present, we're also peering into the future. So if you're as pumped as I am about the Falcons' journey ahead, hit that thumbs up button and let's get started. The case for Gabe Davis. Today, we're focusing on a name that could add a vertical threat to the Falcons' offense. Gabe Davis. Recently released by the Jacksonville Jaguars after a promising stint with the Buffalo Bills, Davis is a player worth considering. You might remember him as the guy who lit up the playoffs with 3 touchdowns in a single game against the Kansas City Chiefs, showcasing his ability to perform under pressure. A closer look at Davis. Now, let's break down Davis's career. While his 2024 season was marred by injuries, limiting him to just 239 yards and 2 touchdowns, his previous years in Buffalo tell a different story. Despite not hitting the 50 reception mark in any of his 4 seasons, he consistently found the end zone, proving he can be a reliable target when given the chance. The Falcons' wide receiver room. Looking at the current state of the Falcons' wide receiver room, I feel confident in the trio of Drake London, Darnell Mooney, and Ray McCloud. However, beyond these 3, the depth starts to thin out. The reality is the Falcons are just 1 injury away from a potential crisis at the position. With Terry Fontenot already making bold moves, sacrificing future draft capital for players like James Pierce and Xavier Watts, could he be tempted to take a chance on Davis? Conclusion. In a league where every play counts and every injury can change the course of a season, it's crucial for the Falcons to leave no stone unturned. Adding a player like Gabe Davis could not only bolster their receiving core, but also provide a safety net for the unexpected. As we gear up for the upcoming season, the question remains, will the Falcons make this strategic move? Stay tuned as we continue to explore the possibilities. Let's dive deeper into the potential pairing of Gabe Davis and Michael Penix. If Davis is available at a reasonable price, it could be a match made in football heaven. We're not just talking about filling a gap in the wide receiver cores, we're looking at how to maximize Penix's potential as a quarterback. With his deep ball prowess, Penix needs a receiver who can stretch the field, and Davis fits that mold perfectly. The financial landscape. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the financial aspect. Davis previously signed a solid contract worth $36 million over 3 years, roughly $12 million per season. However, given his recent release, he might be open to a 1-year deal in the range of $4 to $5 million. Currently, the Falcons have about $4 million in effective cap space. This figure is crucial because while they might have around $9 to $10 million on paper, they need to reserve funds for their rookie class, including first-round picks like Jalen Walker and James Pierce. These contracts are predetermined based on draft position, meaning the Falcons have to allocate more money to their incoming talent. The challenge ahead. Signing Davis would require some financial gymnastics. The Falcons would need to make strategic roster moves, whether that's restructuring existing contracts or potentially releasing a player to free up additional cap space. It's a tight squeeze, but not an impossible one. The bigger picture. So the question remains, would Gabe Davis be a valuable addition to the Falcons' wide receiver room? With 3 solid receivers already in place, the team has a foundation to build on. However, the Falcons didn't trade away next year's first-round pick just to sit back and hope for a leap from Penix. They need to ensure he has every tool at his disposal to succeed. Davis has proven himself as a deep threat during his time with Josh Allen, and with Penix now at the helm, the potential for explosive plays is tantalizing. The Falcons must consider whether adding a player like Davis could be the final piece in their offensive puzzle, setting the stage for a thrilling season ahead. What do you think? Would this be a move worth making? Let's keep the conversation going. Let's take a moment to appreciate the incredible talent that is Michael Penix. With a strong arm and precision-like accuracy, he has the potential to make waves in the NFL. But as we look ahead, there's another intriguing storyline unfolding in Atlanta, the emergence of a rookie who could be a Week 1 starter. And believe it or not, it's not the name you might expect. A rising star, Billy Bowman. Before we dive into that, I want to highlight a player who's been generating buzz. Billy Bowman, the Falcons' fourth-round pick out of Oklahoma. While many eyes are on first-round selections like Jalen Walker and James Pierce, Bowman is quietly positioning himself as a contender for a starting role. Bowman primarily played safety during his time with the Sooners, but there's talk of moving him to the nickel position. NFL insider Chad Ryder noted that while D. Alfred could secure the nickel spot, Bowman shouldn't be counted out. His quickness and physicality make him a formidable presence in coverage, and he's not shy about stepping up against ball carriers in the run game. The competitive edge. While Bowman may not have racked up a ton of tackles for loss in college, his instincts and tenacity suggest he'll be more aggressive at the NFL level. The Falcons secondary is getting a much-needed boost with the addition of both Bowman and Xavier Watts, who I believe has the potential to be an outstanding safety. Now, I'm not here to just hype up every draft pick as if they're destined for Canton, but I genuinely believe that both Bowman and Watts can make significant contributions to the Falcons' defense. The competition in the secondary is heating up, and it's exciting to think about how these young players will impact the team's performance. Conclusion. As we gear up for the upcoming season, keep an eye on Billy Bowman. He could very well surprise us all and secure a starting role right out of the gate. With the right coaching and support, he has the tools to thrive in the NFL. The Falcons are building something special, and the future looks bright with these promising rookies on board. What are your thoughts on Bowman's potential? Let's keep the conversation going. I firmly believe that Billy Bowman is poised to carve out a significant role on this Falcons defense, particularly at the nickel position. With his impressive ball skills and high football IQ, he brings a wealth of experience as a multi-year starter for the Oklahoma Sooners. Under the guidance of Raheem Morris and Jeff Ulrich, Bowman has the potential to develop into a physical, aggressive player. Think of him as the Draymond Green of the nickel spot. Embracing the challenge. The challenge I want to throw down to Bowman is simple. When the game is over, I want opposing receivers to despise him. If he can get under their skin to the point where they're ready to throw punches, like the infamous Andre Johnson and Cortland Finnegan brawl, then he's done his job. That's the kind of tenacity and attitude that can change the dynamics of a game. Transitioning to nickel. This transition won't be entirely foreign to Bowman. While he primarily played free safety at Oklahoma, he also logged 156 snaps in the slot, showcasing his versatility. He's not going to be a fish out of water. He's been around the block and knows how to adapt defensively. A shift in rookie roles. Historically, the Falcons haven't relied heavily on rookies, but that trend may be shifting. Last year, under Raheem Morris's leadership, Michael Penix led all rookies with 230 snaps. In a typical season, a player might expect around 1,000 snaps, so it's clear that rookies didn't see a lot of action. If you're wondering why we're focusing on Bowman instead of the first-round picks, I get it. The second most snaps went to fifth-round linebacker J.D. Bertrand, while the second-round pick Rook had limited opportunities due to depth at his position and an ankle injury that sidelined him for a stretch. Looking ahead. This year, I anticipate a different approach. The Falcons seem ready to place more responsibility on their rookies. Last season's circumstances were unique, with a backup quarterback as the first-round pick and injuries hampering the second and third-round selections. As we look forward, it's clear that the Falcons are ready to embrace their young talent. Billy Bowman could be a key player in this new era, and I'm excited to see how he steps up to the challenge. Will he become the disruptive force that opposing teams dread? Only time will tell, but the potential is certainly there. What are your thoughts on Bowman's role? Let's keep the discussion alive. A new era for rookies. The path ahead. As we look ahead to the upcoming season, it's clear that the Falcons are ready to shift their approach with rookies. Last year, injuries and a backup quarterback situation limited opportunities for young players. But this time around, I expect Raheem Morris to give rookies like Billy Bowman a much larger workload. The competition for nickel Bowman finds himself in a competitive battle for the starting nickel position. His primary competitors are D. Alfred and Clark Phillips. Alfred, who initially wasn't brought back due to performance concerns, has since re-signed on a more affordable contract. Meanwhile, Phillips, entering his third year, has shown flashes of potential but hasn't consistently delivered the kind of play that secures a starting role. This creates an intriguing dynamic. Bowman, with his fresh talent and versatility, is stepping into a situation where the job is very much up for grabs. It's going to be a thrilling training camp as these players vie for that coveted inside corner spot. Predictions and expectations. Now, will Bowman start in Week 1? I'm leaning toward a cautious no. It feels a bit ambitious to expect a rookie to take the reins right out of the gate. However, this is definitely a storyline to keep an eye on throughout the preseason. I suspect D. Alfred will hold on to the starting role, but the competition is fierce, and anything can happen. Conclusion. As we wrap up today's discussion, I want to remind you to hit that like button and subscribe for more insights. Before we sign off, let's take a moment to recognize one of our viewers from yesterday's video. Reed, spin that wheel.